The drama between Martell Holt and Melody Sherry has reached an all-new level. After years of back-and-forth accusations, messy drama, and bitter court battles, Martell has officially filed a lawsuit for full custody of their children. Yes, you heard that right. Martell, the man who has been at the center of numerous controversies, now wants full control of the kids. But why now, after all these years? What changed? Is it a genuine concern for the kids? Or is it something deeper, more personal? Let's dive into this explosive legal battle and break down everything you need to know. First, let's take a step back and look at the history between Martell and Melody. Their relationship has been anything but smooth. From the very beginning, their marriage was filled with drama, infidelity, and public arguments. We all remember how their divorce in 2021 made headlines across the country, especially after Martell's affair came to light. The whole situation played out on national television for the world to see. It was messy, and it was public, and both of them struggled to co-parent in the aftermath. But despite the chaos, Melody maintained primary custody of their children. She managed to rise above the drama, keep her career moving forward, and stay focused on providing a stable environment for her kids. On the other hand, Martell seemed to be spiraling. His business ventures didn't succeed the way he hoped, and his personal life became the subject of constant public scrutiny. Yet, despite all the issues, Melody still had primary custody. That is, until now. So why is Martell suddenly filing for full custody of their children after all these years? That's the big question on everyone's mind. Some sources suggest that Martell is feeling increasingly frustrated by Melody's success. Since their divorce, she's thrived, building her brand, focusing on her music career, and expanding her business ventures. Meanwhile, Martell's career has faltered. He's had a hard time getting back on his feet financially, and his attempts to make new business moves haven't exactly taken off the way he wanted. Could this be Martell's way of trying to regain control over the situation? Or is there more to it? There's also speculation that Martell's financial situation might play a major role in this custody battle. As we all know, child support isn't cheap, and if Melody maintains primary custody, Martell is likely paying child support, something he might not be too happy about, especially given his financial struggles. If he were to gain full custody, that responsibility would shift, potentially easing some of his financial burden. Could this lawsuit be an attempt to relieve himself of those payments? It's a theory that can't be ignored, but there's more to this than just money. There's the issue of control. Martell has long been accused of trying to control Melody's life, even after their divorce. He's made bitter comments about her moving on, and he's thrown shade at her for focusing on her career. Some believe that this lawsuit is Martell's way of trying to punish Melody for moving on without him. Could it be that he's trying to drag her into a long, expensive, and emotionally draining custody battle just to make her life more difficult? Given their past, it wouldn't be surprising. Then there's the matter of Martell's current relationship with Sheree Whitfield. Yes, the same Sheree from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Their romance has been making headlines for months now, and some wonder if Sheree's influence could be playing a role in Martell's decision to file for custody. Could she be pushing him to step up as a father and take control of his kids' lives? Or is he trying to prove something to her, showing that he can be a strong, dominant man? It's possible that Sheree's presence in his life is influencing how he handles his co-parenting situation. But here's the real kicker. Martell's own past could destroy his chances of winning this case. That's right, his track record might actually work against him. The court system looks at everything in custody battles: financial stability, emotional well-being, and most importantly, the best interests of the children. And Martell's past is filled with red flags that could hurt his case. Let's start with his history of infidelity. We all know about his affair with Arian Curry, which resulted in him fathering a child outside of his marriage. That's a big issue in any custody battle. The court will look at the stability of the home environment, and let's be honest, a long-term affair that led to the destruction of a family isn't exactly a good look. Martell didn't handle the situation well either. Instead of keeping things private, he aired his dirty laundry for the world to see, constantly arguing with Melody and trying to control the narrative in public. There's also the issue of Martell's controlling behavior. Melody has spoken out numerous times about how Martell tried to control her even after their marriage ended. From stalking her social media to showing up unannounced, his behavior has been described as manipulative and toxic. And if he was controlling toward Melody, what makes us think he wouldn't do the same with his kids? That's a big concern for any judge looking at this case. And let's not forget Martell's financial instability. Since his divorce, he's struggled to rebuild his career. He's had some failed business ventures, and his financial situation has been far from stable. Meanwhile, Melody has been thriving. She's built her own financial empire, with multiple income streams coming from her music career, real estate, and brand partnerships. The court will definitely take this into account when deciding who can provide a more stable future for the kids. But perhaps the most concerning thing is Martell's personal life. His messy relationships with Arian Curry and now Sheree Whitfield don't exactly scream stability. The court will look at whether Martell's romantic life could negatively affect the children. If they believe his relationships are unstable, that could work against him in a big way. It's clear that Martell has a lot to prove, and his personal life might be his biggest obstacle. Now, let's talk about the legal reality of this custody battle. Martell's got a long road ahead of him, and the burden of proof is on him to prove that he's the better parent. In custody cases, judges typically favor keeping children with their primary caregiver. In this case, that's Melody. Martell needs to show that Melody is unfit in some way, that she's neglectful, unstable, or unable to provide a safe environment. But here's the problem. Melody has been thriving as a mother. She's provided a stable home, a strong financial foundation, and has prioritized her children's well-being. So, what exactly is Martell's argument? If he can't provide concrete proof that Melody is unfit, then this case might be over before it even begins. Martell's reputation works against him. The court isn't just looking at who wants custody. They're looking at who is capable of providing the best possible home for the children. And when it comes to Martell, there's a lot of baggage that could hurt his case. But Melody isn't sitting back and letting Martell take her kids. She's smart, strategic, and has the resources to fight back. Her legal team is likely going to bring up Martell's weaknesses as a father. They'll highlight his history of cheating, his controlling nature, and his emotional instability. They'll show how he's been unstable financially, and how his personal life could negatively impact the kids. They'll even use his own words against him. His social media posts, interviews, and TV appearances, where he's shown signs of bitterness and anger. All of this could help dismantle Martell's case and prove that he's not the better parent. So, what does this all mean for Martell? Well, it's clear that his chances of winning full custody are slim to none. He's got no proof that Melody is unfit to care for their children. His reputation, financial instability, and personal life all work against him. This lawsuit could very well backfire on him in the worst way. He could end up walking out of court embarrassed. And worse, he could lose his relationship with his kids in the process. Kids remember everything. If Martell isn't careful, he could end up alienating them by making this petty fight about revenge rather than their well-being. At the end of the day, this custody battle could change everything for both Martell and Melody. Will Martell succeed, or is he setting himself up for failure? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. What do you think? Do you think Martell stands a chance at winning custody, or is he digging himself into an even deeper hole? Should Melody fight back even harder? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this messy situation. As we continue to break down this explosive legal battle, let's consider what Martell's next steps might be in this case. While the drama between Martell and Melody has been ongoing for years, this lawsuit for full custody seems to be a new low. Martell's decision to go down this road at this stage in his life is puzzling to many. Is it desperation? Is it revenge? Or is there a real, underlying concern for the kids that Martell hasn't been able to express in any other way? One thing that stands out in this entire saga is the way Martell has continuously tried to control the narrative. Whether through social media rants or interviews on reality TV, Martell has often painted himself as the victim. The court, however, is not concerned with who plays the victim. Instead, it's focused on what's best for the children involved. And when you look at Martell's history, it becomes clear that his attempts to control and manipulate the situation may be one of his greatest hurdles in this battle. But let's talk more about the court's perspective. While Martell may believe he can win this case with the right legal strategy, he's facing a tough fight ahead. Custody battles are not won on emotions or public sympathy. They're won with facts, stability, and proof that one parent is genuinely the better option. Martell's chances hinge on his ability to convince the court that Melody is an unfit mother, but from everything we know, he doesn't have that proof. Instead, Melody has the upper hand here. She has consistently provided a stable home for their children. She has financial independence, and she has the backing of a solid legal team. More importantly, she has the emotional maturity to fight this battle in a way that Martell has yet to show. And when you take all of this into account, it's clear that Melody is far more likely to maintain primary custody than Martell. Let's explore what could happen next. As we've mentioned earlier, the burden of proof is on Martell. He needs to show that Melody is incapable of providing a safe, stable environment for their children. This means that Martell has to present hard evidence, something beyond mere accusations and public drama. However, what evidence does he really have? He can claim all he wants that Melody is too busy with her career, but that's not enough to take away her children. In comparison, Melody's team can easily bring forward examples of Martell's own instability, his financial struggles, his history of infidelity, and his constant back and forth with Melody could easily be painted as signs of immaturity and irresponsibility. The court will undoubtedly look at Martell's past and consider whether he has the emotional and financial stability to care for the children. Based on what we know, it's clear that Martell is facing an uphill battle. If the court does consider the emotional stability of the parents, this could be another key factor working against Martell. The way he's handled the public fallout of his marriage and the subsequent drama has been anything but graceful. His constant feuding with Melody in the media, his controlling behavior, and his lack of accountability have painted a picture of a man who is far from emotionally stable. The court will look at all of this and ask, can this man provide a stable, nurturing environment for the children? Moreover, the court will also consider the children's relationship with both parents. And here, Martell's constant negativity towards Melody could work against him. The kids will likely be aware of the public drama, and if they've seen their father constantly bashing their mother online and in interviews, it could have a lasting impact on their perception of him. The court is looking for a parent who can prioritize the children's well-being, and Martell's actions don't exactly show that. Another factor to consider is the effect of this lawsuit on the children. Court battles, especially custody battles, are incredibly stressful for everyone involved, especially the children. This constant back and forth between Martell and Melody could leave them caught in the middle of a situation they don't fully understand. While both parents may claim they are acting in the kids' best interest, the reality is that this lawsuit could create more harm than good. Children need stability and peace, and prolonged legal battles tend to do more damage than resolution. Martell needs to ask himself whether this fight is worth it. Is his desire for full custody driven by a genuine need to be a better father? Or is it an attempt to take control over a situation that has spiraled out of his hands? The longer this battle drags on, the more damage it will cause, not just to his relationship with Melody, but to his relationship with the kids as well. Kids remember everything, and they tend to internalize these conflicts in ways that can affect them long after the legal battles are over. While Melody may have her own flaws, it's clear that she's been the more stable parent in this situation. She's provided a loving home for their children, built a successful career, and maintained her dignity in the face of Martell's public attacks. This custody battle, while messy, may ultimately serve to solidify Melody's position as the more responsible parent, as the one who has been there for the children through thick and thin. Looking ahead, it seems likely that Martell's chances of winning full custody are slim, but even if he loses, the long-term effects of this case are still uncertain. Will it cause further damage to his already shaky reputation? Will he be able to co-parent with Melody after this lawsuit is over? Or will it make future communication impossible? There are a lot of questions that remain unanswered, and the emotional toll on everyone involved could be significant. But ultimately, this entire situation could serve as a cautionary tale. Martell's actions show just how much damage can be done when personal drama spills over into the public eye. It's not just about winning the custody battle. It's about what's best for the children. And if Martell continues down this path of public drama and personal vendettas, he risks losing more than just this case. He risks losing his relationship with his kids. As we wrap this up, one thing is clear. This legal battle is far from over. But the question remains, will Martell back down, or is he truly prepared to fight for what he believes is his right? Whatever happens next, this saga is bound to keep us all watching. But at the end of the day, let's hope that the children come out of this with the love and stability they need, regardless of how the court case turns out. What do you think? Is Martell making a huge mistake by pushing for full custody, or do you think he has a real shot at winning? Is Melody doing enough to protect her kids, or is there more she could be doing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this ongoing saga. As we continue to unpack this case, let's not overlook the possibility of Martell's strategy backfiring. Custody battles, especially ones this public and complicated, can sometimes spiral out of control, and Martell's approach might be doing more harm than good. For one, the court will not only look at who is the better parent in terms of providing a stable, loving environment, but also how each parent handles the emotional well-being of their children. And in Martell's case, this could be his biggest obstacle. His track record is full of emotional instability, and the public nature of his actions has often painted him in a negative light. His social media outbursts, public spats with Melody, and endless back-and-forth accusations make it clear that Martell's emotional control has been, at best, inconsistent. When a parent's actions are driven more by ego and resentment than the best interests of their children, it raises red flags in the eyes of the court. Let's not forget that the court's primary responsibility is to protect the children. The last thing a judge wants is to subject children to an environment filled with ongoing hostility, bitterness, and public drama. And with Martell's constant attempts to drag Melody through the mud, the court might view his motivations with suspicion. Is this about custody, or is this just another way for Martell to continue his vendetta against his ex-wife? A bitter, vengeful approach is hardly the sign of a stable, emotionally mature parent. If the court senses that Martell is more interested in keeping up with the drama than focusing on the well-being of his children, this could seriously hurt his chances. The judge will likely weigh whether Martell can create an emotionally stable home for the kids, especially when his past actions show a pattern of instability. His involvement in public drama, his inability to move on from Melody, and his strained relationships all suggest that he might not be the parent capable of providing the nurturing, calm environment the children need. Now, let's look at the role of Melody in this custody battle. As we've discussed, Melody has consistently provided stability for her children. She has a solid career, a stable financial situation, and she's managed to rise above the constant drama that Martell has tried to create. One thing that cannot be overlooked is how Melody has handled herself throughout this entire ordeal. While Martell has been caught up in his own personal drama, Melody has kept her focus on her career and her children. She's built a name for herself, and her success has only highlighted Martell's struggles. Melody's success, while it might seem to irk Martell, could actually work in her favor in this case. She can show that she's emotionally mature enough to handle her career, her children, and her personal life, all while maintaining her dignity in the public eye. Her ability to thrive after the divorce shows that she's capable of managing her responsibilities, and that's exactly what the court wants to see. Parents who can handle their responsibilities with maturity and grace. While Martell's financial struggles have played a big part in this custody battle, let's not forget that Melody has done everything possible to build a solid foundation for her children. She's not only financially secure, but also emotionally available for her kids. Her stable career and lifestyle could make her appear as the more reliable parent in the eyes of the court, further stacking the odds against Martell. The children's best interests are central to this case, and it's not just about financial security, it's about emotional security. The court will want to know which parent provides the most stable, loving environment for the kids. Melody's track record of providing a safe, nurturing home for her children, combined with her ability to support herself and her family, makes her the more favorable parent in this situation. But there's more at stake than just Martell's financial situation or his emotional outbursts. The overall impact this custody battle will have on their children cannot be ignored. Even though Martell claims that his motivation is for the benefit of the children, the truth is that prolonged court battles tend to have negative effects on kids. These types of disputes often create feelings of confusion, fear, and anxiety for children, especially when they're caught in the middle of a highly publicized fight. It's easy to forget that the kids, no matter how young, are witnessing all of this unfold. They see their parents fighting, taking sides, and airing their personal grievances in the public eye. While both Martell and Melody may believe that they are acting in their children's best interest, the truth is that this battle could end up being more damaging than either of them realize. The children will remember the emotional toll this case takes, and the last thing they need is to feel like pawns in a public dispute. So what does this mean for Martell's future with his children? If he continues down this path of bitterness and revenge, he could risk permanently damaging his relationship with them. The kids will grow up remembering their parents fighting, and if Martell's actions seem to be more about winning than protecting them, they might come to resent him. Losing this custody battle, or even worse, damaging their perception of him, could be something Martell might regret for the rest of his life. This situation also raises a larger question. Is it worth it? Is the pain and the drama of this battle really worth the potential consequences? Even if Martell wins custody, the emotional fallout from this battle could haunt everyone involved for years to come. The constant fighting, the public humiliation, and the media frenzy could leave lasting scars on the family, and especially on the children. It's clear that this is not just a custody battle. It's a battle for control, for reputation, and perhaps for redemption. Martell may think that winning custody will give him the upper hand, but the truth is that the emotional cost of this battle could be more than he's prepared to handle. The judge will not just look at who has the better financial situation or the most convincing argument. The judge will ultimately decide what is in the best interest of the children. And right now, there's no clear evidence that Martell's motives are pure enough to win him that battle. Ultimately, this case is about more than just custody. It's about maturity, stability, and the ability to put the children's needs above personal grudges. If Martell cannot prove that he can provide a better, more stable environment for his children, it's unlikely he'll be awarded full custody. And given his public history and emotional instability, that's a tough hill to climb. As this case progresses, we'll continue to watch closely and see how it unfolds. But one thing is certain. This drama is far from over, and we're all just waiting to see who will come out on top. Will Martell win full custody, or will Melody continue to maintain her position as the more stable parent? And what will the long-term effects be for their children? Only time will tell, but we can be sure that this fight is far from finished. So, what do you think? Do you believe Martell has a chance, or is this just another failed attempt to get back at Melody? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this ongoing drama. The story is just beginning, and we'll be here to break it all down for you.